Hello, viewers. Welcome to our live show, Success Mastery Live Show. Just like every other Tuesday, today we are very honored to come your way. Our topic for today is still on the book. We are reading our book club on Outwitting the Devil. And today we're going to look at chapter 4 of it. But before we kickstart off, let me just introduce ourselves. I am Frida, one of your hosts tonight, and I have with me my big sis, who is also going to introduce herself briefly.
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Nusa Dox from Success Mastery, as we all know. Thank you.
All right. So thank you. Good to have you, sis. Today we're talking about chapter 5 of the book, but actually we're zooming in on the power of awareness, because everything starts with awareness. Change starts with awareness. If I'm not aware of the fact that change is needed, definitely I will do nothing with it. If I'm not aware of where I am, it becomes difficult to know where I want to go to. Yeah. So awareness is very key. And that is why today we really want to see, why is it important for us to be aware of our habits, so that we know moving forward, we don't carry forward certain things that we definitely don't want to see repeated as we move along in life. And chapter 4 of Outwitting the Devil, this chapter actually zoom in on it to show us areas that we will be careful to position ourselves so that we don't step in helping the one whose name that we wouldn't mention, that we would never mention, but rather we step in on the right way, where we will be that beacon of light and encourage people around us to also be that beacon of light that will actually give light to so many others. So tonight, we have 30 minutes. I want us to dive into that. What is your personal take after you read that chapter that you will want to share with our audience so that they can also go home and have something to work with?
Yes. First of all, I will tell everyone, get a copy of that book, Outwitting the Devil. I swear you can listen in audio on YouTube, which will bless you. Because when you read this, well, I've read it before. Now we are doing it. We are reading it again in a book club. I love it. That chapter 4. There's one place, page 73, was talking about how people get drifted away from their purpose. Why? When I look at that paragraph, what it was talking about, the people that they don't have the mind of their own, the people that easily distracted from their lane, is that the people he can easily take captive. Why? They are not aware. Like, just like what you were saying, if you are not aware of what you want, when you get it, you will not even know. Now, like we have read it, we are aware of these are the characteristics that go with drifters. They are not taking control of their life. They are not aware that their thought is not theirs. Everyone thought they welcome it. They don't have their own thought of themselves. It leads them to drifting in life. That is why the word drifter is those people that is aimlessly going. They cannot say, this is what I want. Now we know this is one of the tips that we can give tonight is be aware. When you are aware of something, like you going somewhere, you are aware where you are going. You are aware how long it's going to take you. Nobody is going to tell you otherwise that you will accept. But if you are not aware, you don't even know where you are going, or when you get there to know it, you can easily welcome other people's opinion and other people's idea. So awareness is very essential when we are avoiding in life not to be a drifter. Because drifters, they are not aware. They are even drifting. The one we don't want to put the name on our man, it penetrates into their thinking. They have their own thought of welcoming every other people's thought, not knowing someone is behind that. That is why the Bible said, do not be ignorant of the devices of the enemy. Because awareness, when you are aware, you're going to be very discerning. You are going to be very focused. You're going to be very, 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 very focused on what you want, how you want it. You will not accept otherwise. But when the awareness is not there, it's already the battle half defeated. So that's one thing I just want.
I really love that because usually when we don't have awareness, or when we are not aware, we think we are intentional.
Yeah.
You know, like I chose to wake up and do that and that and that. But most of the time, because of the lack of awareness, we fail to actually see that these are habits that have been programmed in us. Of course, if they are good habits, then bless you. You're on the right path.
Yeah, that's right.
But if it's also a destructive habit, then we need to know it so that we can reset. You know, we can quickly unlearn and relearn.
That's right.
And most of the things, like the book was also talking to us, the place where we lack awareness is that certain habits we have is fueled by fear.
Yeah.
Is fueled by ignorance. Is fueled by general consensus, you know, because this is how everybody is doing it, so this is how I'm also doing it. General consensus. And sometimes we don't even know that we are operating by that. So that is where awareness is so key. Sometimes it is fear of the unknown. You know, depending on the environment, the surrounding you grew up in, most of us were conditioned by fear. Actually, so conditioned to the extent that we were lame. You waking up or standing up to do anything out of the ordinary, it was a challenge, because you felt like, oh, why am I breaking out of the box? Everybody else seems to be doing it one way. Why will I take the risk of doing something different? Why don't I just repeat what everybody is doing? But we know by now that what everybody is doing turns out not always to be the right thing to do. So you get the reaction of the masses. And it's those who are able to sit and use their mind, their own thinking to question and things that are able to also break certain grounds that have not yet been cultivated. So having that, breaking free from fear and stepping out to the unknown, is something we can also do when we are aware of the fact that it can be very easy to get conditioned. Conditioned by upbringing, conditioned by environment, conditioned by society, conditioned by all kinds of things. Even in our schooling system, we see that conditioning happening. 1 + 1 is 2.
Exactly, with the children.
You want to do a math solution. This is a formula, and until you follow this formula and do it exactly how it's supposed to be done, whichever result you get, even if it's the right result, usually you are penalized for that because you didn't follow the right steps to the result. But in a nutshell, if the result is right, why should people be pinned into a formula? So we end up learning things out of our mind without actually thinking them through. We memorize stuff, we do things on autopilot, we reason on autopilot. Why? Because that is what the whole system is meant to do. And as a result, the capacity of our brains, our minds, are usually underutilized.
Yeah, it's string together.
You know, because this mind giving us is a powerful machine that needs to be used, but usually we use like a fraction of it, like 1% of it, because every other thing is set in motion by all the things that is going on. And without us having awareness, sometimes we fail to question them. And actually, we are not even appraised for questioning existing order. If you question too much of existing order, you will seen as a rebel, somebody who cannot, So yeah, because that is all part of the conditioning.
Yeah,
so that you will, why will you question it? People even, why are you questioning it? Why don't you just do it?
Do it.
No, there is nothing wrong with questioning it. Actually, questioning it may make you arrive at a point where you will have your own reason of sticking to it to the end.
Yeah.
If not, it seems like things that have been chewed for you. And so when the going get tough, it's very easy to kind of quit because you don't have your own decision in it.
Yes.
And that is another aspect that the book mentioned, that people who easily drift are people who lack definiteness of purpose. And this is so key because each and every one of us here on planet Earth, we were put here not just to fill an empty space. There is a specific purpose, specific assignment for each and every one of us. And mostly, depending on your upbringing and the setup of your pedigree, usually nobody is busy helping you to discover that purpose. If you were one that they waited so long to have you, your parents are busy spoiling you, that they're not busy finding out from your creator, like, okay, why did you give this child for this time and this season and this, and how can we help this child position him or herself to the place where he will live to the fullness of that purpose, that potential. We're not busy with that. We're busy buying them clothes, feeding them, giving them holidays and all that, which is fine. But their main purpose, the main reason for coming to this planet Earth, usually we don't even scratch it. We just raise them up, get them into the system, and it becomes a difficult thing to now navigate to. Yes, most of the time it goes up well, but majority of people also never really discover this purpose until they die. I think that's why Dr. Miles Monroe made this statement that the cemetery is the richest place here on earth because many people didn't get to discover their purpose. They just passed through life. Yes, they might have great things ascribed to them, but usually not the very thing that they were placed on earth here for, because our whole system is not busy with that. Our environment is not busy with that. So that is where awareness is so key. Knowing what you know now, my dear sis. I know you have big kids like I do have, but knowing what you know now, if you were to be able to go back in time, let's say now is when you're having your kids afresh, not even your kids, starting your life afresh. How will you have done it differently?
Oh, that's a very, very good question. Sometimes I think about it. If I can turn the clock back, I should have done so many things different. What are we talking about right now is the power of awareness. First thing I'm supposed to do, to be aware and informed. Because when I'm aware of where I'm going, I am not going to allow the society, the parents, the environment, the society to condition me. Okay, let me just give a quick example. I love my country. I love my African people. Love it, love it. Do you know in our culture is, the way how I grew up was like, if you have your opinion, no, keep quiet. You are labeled as stubborn. You are labeled as rebellious. Okay, they are saying, go and do, just become a nurse. You say, I'm afraid. I remember vividly, I was in Africa. They say, go and work in somewhere. You have to become a nurse. I said, okay. Somebody you said to become a nurse is afraid of blood, is afraid of dead person. So I was the first time auxiliary nurse. So I went, I didn't know they were on duty. I was giving medication to who was dead. I started shaking the person. Take your medication. Take your medication. I did not know. The nurse said me, I said, he's not taking medication. He said, are you sure he's okay? I said, close his eyes. When he came, he said, come out there. He said, he's gone. I said, well, I'm afraid, but because that is what my parents wanted me to do at that moment. They think he's invoked. That was not my opinion. That was not me. So you see, I was not having a mind of my own. They are not aware that, who is this child? Is it what she really wants? Is that the direction she's going? They don't. But now, if I should have stand on my feet, say, Mama, I love you. I'm not doing that. Why? I am afraid of dead people. Why I am afraid of blood? Many things happen. I even told her that we are doing surgery. I collapsed. I fainted because the blood in the knee, when there was an accident, they were trying to sew it. It's very hard. The blood, I just fell down. Can you imagine? But now I should have taken my place and no, this is not who I am. This is not what I want. I am going to do this. I am going to do this. But I have no choice. I just have to flow. To the extent that carried me, that character took me to school. Teacher will say this, okay. Just like one of our mentors said, the daughter was writing C from down. But the school system will tell you have to start from up C. Who said when they look like C, you start from down or side? So when they look like C. So you see, the school now condition a part of it. What happened? The society condition a part of it. That makes me who I am. But now because I'm aware where the power of awareness comes, I say, no. It makes me now become like, is that really my opinion of other people's opinion? I love the quotes from Les Brown. He said, don't let other people's opinion become your reality. I love that. And I said, no, I'm aware of what I want, who I am, and where I'm going. I'm not going to allow other people's opinion accept it as my reality. That is why now I am on learning to learn again. Because if I should have this understanding, even my little children, watch them when they play, when they are even from 2 years. What do they play with? How do they react? How do they talk? What do they love? What are they giving their attention? Very intentional looking. When I see that at that tender age, I continue to follow it, continue to lead them to trainings or to what we help them, give them the video because I know this is this child. He loves singing everywhere in the bathroom or he loves singing. So let me just try to stimulate him more or stimulate her more, put her to that direction. No need of wasting time or damage control. Now I know. What am I advising? I am doing it in my life, doing it, people around me to say it is possible. We can reprogram our mind, we can reprogram our thought to be aware every moment I am. What is going on there? To be in the present, that I'm aware that I'm not a drifter. Because fear, ignorance is one of the tools is used. People are ignorant of so many things. People are so fearful of past or present or future. Fear of everything. So those are the things he uses. So when you are aware, say, why should I be afraid? God that owns my future is still on the throne. So you take that thought, you take it captive and say, I'm aware of who I am. I'm not going to be drifted. Drifted by any circumstances. I take responsibility of my action. So if I can rewind it, I think I should have been more aware with the little things around me. Even to myself, what I do, I jot it down, journaling. I'm always focusing. I'm always watching this guy. Who is he? Has he any destiny connected to mine? A lot of things I should have take a good look at or watch. But now it's not too late. We can do it again.
Thank you so much. That's the great part of it. Once we become aware, there is never such a thing as too late. Of course, it's always amazing if you can get it on time.
Yeah.
But starting whenever you know is also the best time. Now is actually the best time. And you did mention about the fear aspect. So it was not only in your case, because where we're coming from, usually the occupations that are well looked up to, well, or let me say before. Now I think the whole system is changing. Before, you needed to be a doctor or a lawyer or a judge, or something in those caliber. And so everybody was supposed to be a lawyer or a judge or a doctor. And yes, then your parents were very happy. And I mean, with love and respect, they just did it because of how society also appraised those kind of positions and titles. And so whether as a child you were with a different mission or not, you were pushed into that. Well, in my family, I was supposed to be, cost what cost, a doctor. And it was not because I couldn't study to be a doctor, but just like you were saying, what is a doctor who has no affinity with blood? You can't go to the theater. Everything associated with blood scares you. Anything associated with sick diseases scares you. Then you just know you're at the wrong place. So I actually went along with my dad in that story until my dad finally came to Europe, and I was like, okay, this is my opportunity to just swipe. So without my dad actually knowing, I swiped to the commercial side. He only knew when I got here, that kind of showed him my certificate. I'm no longer in science. I've swiped to commercial, and that was me.
Yeah.
Anything that has to do with accounting, finance, that was me. It's written on my DNA. But you see, that is what we're talking about. If we had the opportunity to be in environments where they were not per se busy with what the society appraised, but what our purpose, our mission is, how we are wired, it will become easy to, from an early stage, kind of get into the flow and move in that direction.
That's right.
Then you arrive there very easily and very firm. You'll be supported in that.
Yeah.
The fear, and that is what the fear aspect. I was afraid to let my dad know that, hey, I'm not, because he said, if when you keep doing sciences, your school fees will not be a problem. So I understood that, okay, so if I make the switch, there is a possibility that I will not be found there. So I needed to be quiet about it and do the switch without him knowing. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So many things in life, based on the awareness, the lack of it, and societal pressure, actually causes us to live in a life of fear. And we see it now, even in this part of the world, more and more. People are in depression. I really believe people are in depression, not because there is a whole load of work or they can't bear it, but usually there is a mismatch. There is a mismatch between what we were created for and what we are busy doing. And when there is that mismatch, you easily get tired of life. You get depressed because the energy is not flowing together. There is this congruency. People are not living the authentic life. What we live in is a life made to look like, and everybody is kind of stressed walking about. But if we have this awareness that, hey, I need to live as authentic as possible, I'm gonna live from my inside and not from what all the external factors are putting together and saying, and I'm gonna choose to be as intentional about my life as possible. We will be we will have a more happier society. Because now you see everybody is tiptoeing. People are literally living in fear of the unknown. Oh, what is gonna happen? Listen, there will always be something happening in life. But if we choose to live from the inside of us, there will always be, the solution will always present itself, because we're not doing it to please external factors, but we're doing it from the wholeness of who we are. our true authentic self. And that is, I believe that is a very important thing. And that is from that place, the enemy cannot manipulate you, or it becomes difficult for him to manipulate you. He actually said in that chapter, people who have definiteness of purpose,
yes,
and who think for themselves, he says,
manipulate.
I can't touch them. I cannot touch them. And so we want to put it out there. Yes, you become untouchable and unstoppable. We always say this, I'm unstoppable, I'm untouchable. Yes, we become that when we discover our purpose, and we go after our purpose, and we develop the ability to think for ourselves. Don't go with the flow. Have a mind of your own. Is it difficult? Yes, it's challenging, because everything will want to channel you in one direction.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying just go about rebelling against anything. That's not what we're saying. Yes, where you need counsel, take counsel. Where you need advice, take advice. But let it be that. Let it be advice and counsel. Don't throw your mind away and expect somebody to be doing the thinking for you, somebody to be making the decisions for you, somebody to be making the choices for you, because your life will look as your choices and your decisions.
Yeah.
And when we fail to do that for ourselves, we end up blaming others for our life. Everybody did it. Everybody did it, because we're not owning up. We're not taking responsibility for our own action. It's easy to blame other people when we don't show up for ourselves. It's very easy. But when I say, okay, I'm going to own up to this, and I'm going to do this life God has given me with full intention, going to use this powerful machine he has given me, use my heart, because I don't want to live in a mismatch. I want to live authentically. So I will use my heart and show up in life, make mistake, learn from it, move on. The devil will have no hand on you. He will try, but he can't succeed.
He can't touch you because they said it.
Unstoppable and untouchable.
That's true.
That is the life we are placed here on earth to live, where we are making impact. Because if we are doing it like everybody just to belong, I'm telling you, we can't make impact.
Like every other person.
There cannot be influence. So tonight, as we close, we want to encourage you. We want to let you realize, listen, I like the way my sister Nosa says it. Do you.
Do you, I do me.
You do you.
Don't let people do you.
All right.
Do
you and keep enjoying it as you are embarking on the process. It's a journey, it's a process. Keep it enjoyable for yourself, in the sense that embrace everything that comes with it.
Yes.
Make the decisions when you need to make them. Have the choices when you need to have them. It goes your way. Praise God. That is a bonus for you. It becomes a lesson. That is also fine, because even in that you can still learn. But don't allow fear to hold you stagnant in one place, so that you literally throw your mind away and expect people, the government, society, school, whatever, to do the thinking for you. No, that is not a joyful place to be.
No.
So on this note, I just want to give my big sis to do the final close-up word, but live your life with intention, have a definite purpose, and definitely don't fail to use this powerful machine and your heart. God gave us heart, and he gave us mind. He didn't put your own in somebody's brain. He didn't put your heart in somebody's brain. So let's maximize these powerful engines, machines, blessings, assets.
Yes. I want to leave with you that you are special. You have greatness inside of you. Like Les Brown always say, you have greatness within you. So do not allow people to toss you here and there. Have a definite of purpose that this is what God have called me to do, I am going to stand doing it. Do not be a drifter, because drifter, they are aimless in life. But be that person that say, yes, I'm unaware now, and I'm going to take charge of my life. I'm not going to let anybody drive my life anyhow. And most lastly, especially for our children, when you have a little children, pay attention to who they are. What do they like? What are dislike? What is their like and dislike? How do they react? How do they handle things? How do they respond or react? Just all those are little nuggets they start bringing to you. When you know that you can know how to navigate their life, that before teachers are telling them they are dumb, they will say, I'm smart, because they know who they are. But when you are not doing your job, teachers is going to program whatever it is in their mind, and they just accept it. No, you have a great work to do. If I am there, I'm going to do it for my grandchildren, to do that. I'll be able to tell you are special. You have greatness in you. You are blessed. You are favored. You are beautiful. When you program that in their life, nobody will tell them otherwise that they will accept. So they have the mind of their own to say and stand up for themselves. So that is our little nugget we're giving you. Watch out for next week, because the book is still going on. There's a lot to reveal in this book. And stay tuned and make sure you get your copy so that we are doing it. You can just flow with us. So that is our nugget for you today. I hope it blesses you. If you have anything that will bless you, take. If you can't use it, give it to somebody, direct somebody. If not, no problem. We still love you anyway.
All right. Thank you so much. So if you like this broadcast, give us a like, follow us, give us a like, do share, and definitely join us next week, Tuesday, 8 p.m. Central Eastern Time. Same time, same